It's the Dubs' biggest challenge in a very long time. And how are they feeling about playing Houston?
Man, we won 2 championships in 3 years. We're not about to run off talking about how bad we want to play somebody. Like, we want to win another championship. And it don't matter who's in the way of that.
Well, as relaxed as a team with 2 MVPs and 4 All-Stars can be, ever since the Rockets packaged Beverly, Lou Will, and a bunch of young guys to get CP3, this is the matchup we've been expecting. I think a lot of NBA fans are begging for a good series here after, a playoffs that's played out for the most part how we've expected it to. Of course, there's been a few exceptions, but the 2 teams that have met in the finals for the past 3 seasons are still alive. So does Houston have enough? Let's get into it. For NBA updates, predictions, and stories, subscribe to D-Flow's NBA Talk. Appreciate 500, y'all. Tons of more content on the way. Quickly, before we get to the key matchups and just the drama between these 2 teams, let's break this down statistically. Both teams have rolled through easy rounds so far in the postseason. Rockets had the best offensive rating, Warriors were 4th, and unsurprisingly, the Warriors had the best defensive rating. But surprisingly for a Mike D'Antoni team, the Rockets are right behind them as the second best. Warriors are tied with the Bulls in the 90s for longest home winning streak in the playoffs, so that puts pressure on Houston to take care of the first few games at home. Let me know which player you think has the most pressure on them. You can make a case for Harden. There have been some struggles from him already in these playoffs. Golden State also has a lot of options to defend Harden. I think Draymond Green could possibly even see some time on him. Between him, Iguodala, and Durant, Harden's got his hands full trying to score the ball consistently. But on the other side of things, with Durant scoring the ball, Ariza versus Durant or Tucker versus Durant is going to be key for the Rockets. Durant's just completely had his way in the playoffs so far. No one on the Spurs or the Pelicans came close to him, making him work for a bucket. Here's something positive for Houston, though. In the season opener this year, Ariza guarded Durant for 27 possessions and held him to one of his worst games of the season, shooting 4 of 14. And between him and PJ Tucker, Durant's going to have to work for a lot of his shots. I think Golden State has a better shot of shutting down Harden than the Rockets do KD. Just the amount of bodies at different positions, I think it could really throw off Harden. If you're Houston, you really just got to hope that Steph Curry isn't himself. That's how the Warriors blew a 3-1 lead. They're just too talented to the point where you got to hope they beat themselves in a way. But Clint Capela, this is the guy I'm excited about for the Rockets. This is their mismatch. They must exploit the Warriors' interior defense. He's got to be unstoppable and just have a breakout series for the Rockets to have a chance, in my opinion. He ended the game against Utah in Game 4 with like 5 consecutive blocks, just dominated the paint defensively. Also a guy that's important for Houston, Eric Gordon, who's been the primary bench scorer all year for them, but he struggled mightily in this postseason, so that's not a good sign for Houston at all. The role players for Houston will have to be big. Gotta hope 2 of either Green, Ariza, Anderson, and Gordon contribute to the big 3 of Paul, Harden, and Capela. If the big 3 can be consistent, Capela's dominating on the glass and protecting the rim, CP3 and Harden are efficient, you put yourself in a pretty good position. But the reality of playing a team with 2 MVPs is that you need all your offensive weapons firing at once, because you gotta score with Golden State. Houston can make it tough on guys defensively, but you gotta have the marksmen, the scorers, to keep up with the lethal Steve Kerr system centered around 4 All-Stars and debatably the 2 best scorers in our league. And this is not coming from some Warriors fanboy. I'm just stating the realities of having Durant and Curry on the same team. So Gordon plays a massive role. Just look at his numbers by the end of this series. If he's contributing well, given the big 3 are consistent, then the Rockets will put up a good fight and potentially win the series. He carried that bench squad during the regular season. I just mentioned that Steph and Durant were debatably the top 2 scorers in this league. Well, Harden may be number 1 this year, but can he be the defender the Rockets need, or will he get exposed like we saw at times in the Jazz series, just not stepping up on Joe Ingles? There are too many questions for Houston, but like I said, if Steph isn't himself and Paul wins the matchup, Ariza plays the defense he did in the season opener against Durant, Capela is an absolute monster, they get contributions from the role players, especially Gordon, Harden scores efficiently against the wing defense of Houston, I'm pretty much out of breath. And that was a massive run-on sentence, but you get my point. The question marks are there. They are for any team when facing Golden State. Let's not forget the juggernaut the Warriors are, regardless of how much we want this to be a long 7-game series where the Rockets pull it out, Warriors in 5. That's just my take, though. Let me know yours. Appreciate all 510. Enjoy your night. If you see this Monday, enjoy your day. Leave a like if you enjoyed. D-Flow signing off. Peace.